Whoa, guys, this is our boy.
Nobody deserves it but us. But I want to be clear about one thing. Nicolas Maduro had multiple opportunities to avoid this. He was provided multiple very, very, very generous offers and chose instead to act like a
Soy
woman,
fan
chose
de
instead
este
to play around.
chavalo.
And the result is what we saw tonight. The other message
Super
here is the
fans.
following. You have a guy, like many people around the world, they like to play games. You have a guy who decides he's going to invite Iran into his country, is going to, do the confiscation of American oil companies, is going to flood our country with gang members, is going to take Americans prisoner and try to hold them for hostage and trade them like he was able to do with the Biden administration. Basically likes to play games all this time and thinks nothing's going to happen. And I hope what people now understand is that we have a president. The 47th president of the United States is not a game player. When he tells you that he's going to do something, when tells you he's going to address a problem, he means it. He actions it. I can tell you, I've watched this process now for 14, 15 years, been around it. Everybody talks, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. When I get this, I'm going to do this.
Nunca lo hacían.
This is a president of action. Like, I don't understand yet how they haven't figured this out. And now, if you don't
That's
know,
why I love him.
Because this is the way it's going to play out, and I think people need to understand that this is not a president that just talks and does letters and press conferences. And, if he says
That's why I
about
love
something, he means it. And this is something that was a
Marco
direct threat to
Rubio,
the national
because
interest of the United
tell
States,
you
and the president addressed
what
it.
it is, and
He's
that's
a president
it.
of peace, by the way. I told you what I just said earlier. This guy had multiple opportunities to find his way somewhere else and figure out another. He could have been living somewhere else right now, very happy, but instead he wanted to play big boy.
Yeah.
So now, he's got other sets of problems on his hands. And but I think that the message here should be for the world. Look, the president doesn't go out looking for people to pick fights with. He's not generally wants to get along with everybody. We'll talk and meet with anybody, but don't play games. Don't play games with this president's in office, because it's not going to turn out well. And so I hope that
Que all
I
the
guess,
presidents fueran
that
así.
lesson was
Que
learned
todos
last
los
night,
presidentes fueran así.
and we hope it'll be instructive.
Don't play around, man.
Mr. President.
Don't fuck around.
Mr. President.
Because you find out.
The U.S. is going to run Venezuela. So who's in power right now?
Well, we're going to be running it with a group, and we're going to make sure it's run properly. We're going to rebuild the oil infrastructure, which will cost billions of dollars. It'll be paid for by the oil companies directly. They will be reimbursed for what they're doing, but it's going to be paid. And we're going to get the oil flowing the way it should be. As you know, it was just a minor flow. It was actually a minor flow for what they had. But we're going to run it properly, and we're going to make sure the people of Venezuela are taken care of. We're going to make sure the people that were forced out of Venezuela by this thug are also taken care of.
Real take care, no regalarle dinero como el otro.
U.S. troops will be on the ground. How will that work?
Well, they always say boots on the ground. So we're not afraid of boots on the ground if we have to. We had boots on the ground last night at a very high level, actually. We're not afraid of it.
Stupid
we don't mind
questions.
But we're going to make sure that that country is run properly. We're not doing this in vain. This is a very dangerous attack. This is an attack that could have gotten very, very
Perfect,
bad.
yeah.
There was boots on the ground.
We could have lost a lot
Perfect,
of people last night. We could have lost a lot of
In and out. Boots on the ground, in and
we could have
out.
lost a lot of equipment. The
Yeah.
equipment is less important, but we could have lost a lot. And we're going to make sure that this is proper. We're there now. We're ready to go again if we have to. We're going to run the country right. It's going to be run very judiciously, very fairly. It's going to make a lot of money. We're going to give money to the people. We're going to reimburse people that were taken advantage of. We're going to take care of everybody. It's very important. We couldn't let them get away with it. They stole our oil. We built that whole industry there, and they just took it over like we were nothing. And we had a president that decided not to do anything about it.
Yeah.
So we did something about it. We're late, but we did something about it. Yeah, please.
Wow.
Are you explaining the exact mechanism by which you're going to run the country? Are you going to designate a U.S. official to coordinate?
It's
Can
all
you just
being
unpack that?
done right now. We're designating people. We're talking to people. We're designating various people, and we're going to let you know who those people are.
What's the group you mentioned that would run Venezuela?
Well, it's largely going to be for a period of time. The people that are standing right behind me, we're going to be running it. We're going to be bringing it back. It's a dead. Talk about a dead country. A year and a half ago, we were a dead country. Now we're the hottest country anywhere in the world. We're a country doing better than any country anywhere in the world. And it required leadership. Venezuela has a lot of bad people in there, a lot of bad people that shouldn't be leading. We're not going to take a chance that one of those people take over for Maduro. So you can look at, and others, we have fantastic people, including people in the military. So we're going to have a group of people running it until such time as it can be put back on track, make a lot of money for the people, and give people a great way of life, and also reimbursement for people in our country that were forced out of Venezuela.
Dios primero, así sea, que Venezuela regrese
you weren't going to back
como era
to come
antes.
back and be the opposition leader in your Fox and Friends interview. And then you also mentioned the vice president of Venezuela. Are you going to work with the vice president of Venezuela, or how do you foresee the relationship
Well, I
going?
understand she was just sworn in, but she was, as you know, picked by Maduro. So Marco's working on that directly. Just had a conversation with her.
Y si Marco Rubio está trabajando, todo va a estar bien.
We think it's necessary to make Venezuela great again. Very simple.
Yes.
Mr. President, Colombian President Gustavo Petro, a couple weeks ago, he said he's got to watch his ass. And today, he said he's not concerned about anything happening to him in the aftermath of this operation. So, just what your message is
Well,
about
he
that.
has cocaine mills. He has factories where he makes cocaine. And yeah, I think I stick by my first statement. He's making cocaine. They're sending it into the United States. So he does have to watch his ass.
Yeah. Oh man, yo pensé que era Cuba o Nicaragua. Oh, God.
This is not the kind of mission that you can get a notification on.
Eso lo están jodiendo de su
That triggered
propia
this
gente.
mission in which conditions had to be met night after night. We watched and monitored that for a number of days. So it's just simply not the kind of mission you can call people and say, hey, we may do this at some point in the next 15 days. But it's largely a law enforcement function. Remember, at the end of the day, at its core, this was an arrest of 2 indicted fugitives of American justice, and the Department of War supported the Department of Justice in that job. Now, there are broader policy implications here, but it's just not the kind of mission that you can pre-notify because it endangers the mission.
Yeah, no shit. People wanna
Oh my God.
This is a tendency to leak.
This
This would not
stupid
be
question otra
If they
vez.
leaked, General, I think it would have been maybe a very different result. But I have to say, they knew we were coming at some point, you know. We had a lot of ships out there. They sort of knew we were coming. But Congress will leak, and we don't want leakers.
You were one of the only people to watch this all play out live. What was Maduro doing when the U.S. forces
Viva
entered
US,
what I assume would be
chavalos.
his home? Also, was there any point
USA.
where the
Les
US
dejo
was
por
considering
aquí.
if
Thanks for
Maduro
watching,
pushed back or
chavalos.
resisted
Y
killing
que
Maduro?
viva Venezuela libre.
It could have happened.
Y que
He was trying to
regrese
get
a
into a
ser
safe
la
place. You know, the
Venezuela
safe place is all steel.
próspera
And he
que
wasn't
era
able to make it
antes,
to the
donde
very
nos
because
disfrutábamos
our guys were
aquellas
so fast, they went
novelas
through the opposition
maravillosas.
so fast, and there was a lot of opposition.
Viva
Yeah, people
Venezuela libre.
were wondering,
Que
were we going by
volvamos
surprise?
a ver
Surprise,
esas
but they were
novelas.
waiting for
Bye.
something.